In Frieze Week, all eyes are focused on London. Art events and exhibitions are taking place all over the city, from the smallest to the largest scale. And there's no gallery space in Britain bigger than this.
Now, it's horribly early on Monday morning, and I'm here at Tate Modern for the unveiling of the new Turbine Hall Commission, which they always like to keep shrouded in mystery. This year's artist is Wei.mp4. He's Chinese, and he's a bit of a wild card, certainly very unpredictable, so I don't know quite what to expect, but I'm the very first person in the building, and the secret is about to be revealed. So here we go. I can see what seems to be a field of grey. A field of grey. First impressions, very big, very grey, very crunchy, but also quite puzzling. And what are these? What are these things? I mean, what they look like to me, I mean, they feel like stones, but what they look like is seeds. But what does a field of fossilised seeds stand for? Art critic stumped. I need to think about this.
While I take some time to ponder the sunflower seeds, the world's media descends on the Turbine Hall, and the artist himself takes to the floor. Ai Weiwei first made his name by questioning the cultural values of China, by destroying and defacing precious vases over 2,000 years old. Now one of China's most famous artists, his controversial works highlight the country's political regime.
The China that you live in now, do you feel more free? More easy to say what you feel, what you believe?
It's much more free, but still the system is not changed. You know, the system still consider you cannot have total freedom. I mean, you cannot really freely express yourself.
In 2009, Ai Weiwei installed 9,000 children's backpacks outside a gallery in Munich, referring to the number of children killed in the Sichuan earthquake in poorly constructed schools. His investigations into the disaster have led him into serious trouble. Last year, he was beaten up by the Chinese police and suffered a brain hemorrhage that nearly killed him.
Did that experience make you more frightened, more reluctant to say what you really think?
I would say I'm not frightened, because if you don't speak out, the situation will always be there. Only happens to other people, and those people doesn't have enough freedom to speak out like me.
And where does this fit into all that? I mean, I can't help seeing this field somehow to me as, I don't know, all these seeds. They suggest somehow people to me.
Yes, it's all individually made and carefully painted by different people.
Each one is individually painted.
Yes.
And how many are of them all together in this, do you know? I mean, have you counted?
It's 100 million.
100 million. So it's important that each one is different. It must be, otherwise you could have just made them mass manufactured.
The complicated process is important, but also the final, simple and direct presentation is also important, but it creates some kind of conflicts in there.
But in the end, I get the feeling that you're almost saying, okay, well, I've made it now. Over to you. Like, you don't want to tell me what it's about. It's up to me, right?
Yeah, I think the artist, however, only can work the halfway. You know, the viewers would use their way, their experience, and to construct the other half.
Taking up Ai Weiwei's challenge, I immerse myself in his work as I try to unlock its secrets.
I've been thinking about sunflowers and the symbolism of sunflowers, which is actually quite venerable. In the past, the sunflower stood for fidelity, loyalty, above all, loyalty to an absolute ruler. That symbolism was taken on by the Chinese communist regime. Chairman Mao had himself painted as a kind of political sun and his people as a field of sunflowers, all gazing faithfully at him. But I don't think that's what these sunflower seeds are meant to represent. I don't think that's what they're meant to make us think of, because in China today, in China throughout the 20th century, sunflower seeds like these have been the common man's snack. They represent the people that Wei loves, the people who made these, the disobedient, unruly mass of the people who one day, I think he believes, will take over. When that day comes, the communist regime will finally fall, and then, only then, will all these millions of seeds be able to grow.